besties, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dajah Nicole. So in today's video, as you can see, I got books around me, is going to be my August reading wrap up plus my September TBR. Yes, I know it's already the beginning of September. This was actually supposed to be posted either on the 8th, which is today, or the 6th, which was Friday, but I've been so busy like last week. So when this is being recorded, which is the 8th, I would say last week, but this is going to be posted on the 13th. So yeah, but I just been so busy with babysitting. I also had a job interview on the 2nd, which I got the job, and I start on the 17th. So I'm going to do a lot of content batching. Plus, yes, I will still create content for you guys for all my social media platforms, including YouTube. But just know I'm gonna try to post at least, keep doing twice a week, but if not once a week, because I will start working. But with my schedule at the training, I will actually go to work at 12, so that means a lot of content might be together, batch before then, and be ready. So like if you see like a same outfit in 2 different videos but posted like weeks apart, just know, mind your business, I'm content batching. But hopefully everything goes well and I have a smooth schedule with working and posting content for you guys. But yes, I had a job interview. I was so nervous, my anxieties was very high and I was just so nervous about that, so I just didn't have the energy to focus on creating content because I was just practicing interviewing questions, just, you know, job interview type questions. Then like I said, I did babysit, and I do babysit. My last week of babysitting is this week because I do start working next week. So it just been so busy. Like this week past, like coming up that just happened, I babysit like 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, I don't remember, but it just been so hectic with job interviewing, babysitting, and me not having any motivation to do things because I was on my cycle and I just didn't feel like recording anything. Plus, I just dealing with my case that I have, so it's just like a lot of things, just trying to get everything situated and all that. But yes, I do have a job. I will be working as a donor tech, so at a plasma place. So yes, I do have a job and I start working on the 17th, which is a Tuesday, next Tuesday. So I'm so happy about that, which is so amazing. If you follow me on Instagram, thank you for like all the congratulations that I gotten once I posted that I got the job. I even have a TikTok that I have to edit because I made a get ready with me TikTok. So yeah, but besties, yes, I will still be doing the giveaway. It might not be until later this month or early October or around the 1st week of November because now that I do have a job and I will soon getting income, meaning steady money, that means I can get everything for the giveaway. So stay tuned for that giveaway. Now, I'm kind of disappointed with my books that I have read in August. Not because I read bad books. No, besties. No. It's because I just felt like I should have read more. But my goal is to read more in the month of September, even though I will start working. But I have a lot of books that I want to read in September, which is very, very crazy. But let's just get into first the August wrap up and then the September TBR. Now, I just been also stressed out because I accidentally deleted my novel, like permanently deleted my novel, but I'm actually rewriting it. So when I said I'm sorry for not posting for these last 2 days that I was supposed to be posting, I really am. Your girl has just been having a lot going on in her life. But like I said, this whole video is all about my August TBR and September. Hold up. So besties, so this whole video is all about my August wrap up and my September TBR. Like I said, yes, it is September 8th while I am recording this video, but I still have time to probably, hopefully, finish my TBR for this month. I am planning to also do a 24-hour reading challenge. Read for 24 hours, tomorrow. So yeah, but we are going to go through the books that I read in the month of September, my thoughts, my ratings. Do I recommend y'all reading it? Hell yeah, actually I do recommend all of y'all who's watching this video to read this book. And I just want to just, you know, it's a nice day. It's a nice lovely day. It's like 77 here. Hopefully it's like that tomorrow so I can actually read outside, because September is fall season. September is reading outside season, and it's not, you know, nice to the point it's hot, but no, well, hold on, it's nice, but it's not too hot and it's not cold. It's like the perfect season to read. It's the perfect weather to read. So yeah, but before I start today's video, besties, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just get into this wrap up and TBR. I read 3 books on my physical TBR, besties. So as you can see, I have 3 books, and then I actually finished 1 book on my Kindle, and I was supposed to finish like 2 more books on my Kindle, which I'm going to read this month, plus with some other books on my Kindle. So the first book I will talk about is actually on my Kindle. So the first book that I read is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. So I know Lucy Score, a lot of people have like a love and hate relationship with her books. Same thing with Colleen Hoover books. Would I ever read another Colleen Hoover book? Maybe, because yeah, her books can be very controversial, but I don't think it's just the books that's very controversial, because I really love It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I think it's just the author, but I really love Lucy Score books. The only thing that I hate about her books is like how loopy it is, and it can actually take you months to read it than like a whole month if you're like a slow reader. And I felt like in August I was definitely a slow reader until the end of August when I started to babysit, because it really gave me time and the motivation when a child is watching TV to finish a book. Now I rate this book I think a 5-star rating. Yes, so I rate this book a 5-star rating. I really love this book. I really love the whole like smutty aspect in this book. I did highlight some things in this book. Like I said, I read this book on my Kindle. I actually read the first 2 books, which I checked out at my old university library months ago, and I love both of those books too, and I really love this series. So I'm gonna tell you the things that I highlighted in this book. What I also love about Goodreads and having a Kindle is when you highlight stuff in your Kindle and your Kindle is connected to your Goodreads, it can actually automatically go into the apps without you trying to like type it in like manually. Like it will automatically be in the app. Goodreads, sponsor me one day. So yeah, but like that's what I love about Goodreads, is when you highlight something on your Kindle, it's automatically saved on your Goodreads app. So when you're doing videos like this, or if you ever want to tell someone like about the book and be like, well, my favorite line or my favorite part of this book was like so and so. So I'm gonna tell you my favorite lines of this book. But like I said, I rate this book a 5-star rating on Goodreads. Now, when I was like 2% into this book, I highlighted, I hated how my body reacted to the man every time he walked into my room. That tingling awareness, like every nerve in my body just got the same message at the same time. Like just reading that, you can actually kind of imagine if you was in the book and you saw the character, or like if you saw your crush, right? Like a guy that you really like, or just a cute guy in the store, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, well, I've seen him multiple times in the store, and like all of a sudden my body is feeling like, I don't want to see a cute guy. No matter if it's like in the store, out and about, you know, I get that same like feeling as well. The next thing that I highlighted was like 3% in the book was God. He was beautiful, supernaturally molded by the God's beautiful. He would make gorgeous little demon babies. So yeah, let me reread that because I'm like, so she said, God, he was beautiful, supernaturally molded by the, hold up. So 3% in this book, I highlighted this, which is God. He was beautiful, supernaturally molded by the gods, beautiful. He would make gorgeous little demon babies. To be honest, I didn't know what she was trying to say because it kind of didn't make any sense, but it made sense. And then I put like my note when I highlighted it in my Kindle. I put this note, not me, picturing it in my head while reading it 3 times. Like, if there's a certain line in a book that I like, besties, no matter if it's on my Kindle or if it's on my physical TBR, I will read it multiple times until I'm sick of reading it and then go to the next page. And I read that line 3 times, so yeah. The next thing that I highlighted, which was like 5% into the book, was you don't count as company. I don't know why I highlighted that. I just feel like it just gave like her, like, when she told him that, like, you don't count as company, like, I don't see you like as someone I would like count as company. I don't know why I highlighted that, but I did, and I don't know, it just really like stuck out to me. And then the last thing that I highlighted in this book was 77% into the book is you love me, you idiot. You loved me since we were kids. You loved me even when I broke your trust. You loved me after I fixed it. You still love me. Meaning, no matter what problems they dealt with, that person still loved them. And it's just like, there are some people who do love people no matter how bad they hurt them, and sometimes you can relate to stuff like that. And to be honest, I did relate to that whole line, that whole like section of the book, because I was that type of person. Now if you hurt me, you hurt me. But like I said, I gave Things We Left Behind 5 stars on Goodreads. And do I recommend me reading that book ever again? No, because it was a long book. But I do recommend people to read it, or just read the whole series if you haven't. But yeah, okay, besties, so this is the next book that I just picked up. It is called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I have heard mixed feelings about this book. I have actually heard this book before I got into reading a lot, especially novels, for years. And like I said, I've heard like mixed feelings about this book, but most of the like star ratings or the opinions are actually good. So it is about an old lady who basically talks about her love life and her marriage life and all the husbands that she have married. Now it also talks about her sexuality, and it does get you in the feels. It does make you tear a little bit, and I think it made me tear a little bit when she was talking about some of her husbands in this book. I had to like stop for a bit to switch this book to another book just because of how emotional I got while reading this book. But I gave this book, I don't know if I said it, but I gave this book a 5-star rating, and I don't regret giving it a 5-star rating. So I might actually want to reread this book again because it is a good book. But there was moments where I cried. There was moments that I had to turn the page a couple more just to read just like what happened. So like if I was like read something good like previous day but then put my bookmark in another page for the next day, I would like go back to reread what I read yesterday just to get back into how I felt. But like I said, I cried a bit while reading this book. I recommend this book. This is a good book. Good book. If you haven't read this book, I recommend you to read this book. I feel like a lot of people have read this book. So, but if you're one of those few people who haven't read this book, read this book because you are going to, it's a lot of wow factors. Like I said, it deals with one talking about each of her husbands. It talks about her sexuality. It talks about a lot of things that she also dealt with growing up. Like she married young, she lost her mom, but that's the only thing I'm going to really talk about in this book. I'm not going to try to like give out a lot of spoilers, so yeah, but I do recommend reading this book if you haven't. And before I put it down, if you have read this book, please let me know your opinions, because your opinions might be different from my opinions. So if you read this book, please let me know down in the comments what were your opinions, what were your ratings, and would you also recommend this book to someone who haven't read it. Now, this book, 1-star romance, is actually a good book, but I gave it a 4-star rating because it is like slow. But this book is about her. So she's an author, and he gave her a 1-star rating. It's a like romance book. I would say a contemporary romance book. I wouldn't say there was a lot of like, if I'm going back, because it's been a while since I read this book. I read this book like beginning of August, so I don't remember it having a lot of like smut stuff, but I would say it's a contemporary romance. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like he's actually getting married and she's friends with the bride, and she found out that he is the one who gave her a 1-star rating, but then they also kind of like fell in love in a way. But there's a lot of like gasp moments in this, and I do really love this book. The reason why I gave it a 4-star rating, I would lie to you and say no, I give it a 1-star rating like the book said. No, I give it a 4-star rating. It's because it was a slow beginning for me, and it really took me some time to actually get into the book. I would say it took me about 5 to 6 chapters to read into the book, to really get into the book, and to really like the book. I think if I didn't really get into the book after the 5th chapter or 6th chapter, I would have gave this book a 3-star rating and then a 4-star rating. But that's like my opinion. It does have around a 3.75 rating on Goodreads, and on Goodreads I gave it 4. So the highest rating that a lot of people have gave it is a 4-star rating. So I do recommend reading this book. It's funny, it's contemporary romance, and it's like very cheesy in a way as well. Now, the last book that I read in the month of August, which is also part of my fiscal wrap-up, August wrap-up, is Ready or Not. So this cover might fool you because there's a lot of, not a lot, but there is some smut moments. There is also some spicy moments into the book. So long story short, to me, to really kind of summarize the book without like ruining or spoiling the book, is the main girl character is pregnant with this guy who is basically from a one-night stand, but he was in a relationship like quotation, and technically he does not want to be with her. He basically said, yeah, we was just like a one-night stand, you can keep the baby, I don't care what you do with the baby, like I'm still in love with this person. So I would try, if you keep the baby, I would try to be in the baby's life, but just like, you know, like I'm in love with someone else type thing. So yeah, she had the baby. Okay, I'm not telling what she had, but it did end with a good note. I feel like the reason why I gave it a 4-star rating is because of the guy character. I just like, why, and I just felt like with the ick of the guy character is like how a lot of men are today, and I just feel like that gave me the ick because there's a lot of men who are like that. So, but it's a good book. It got some spicy stuff here and there, and I do recommend reading this. So if you haven't read this book, it's called Ready or Not by Cara, Bastone. So yeah, and I don't know if I've said the author for this book, but this book is by 1-Star Romance. It's by Hankin. So yeah, so I recommend both of these books, and both of these books got a 4-star rating from me on Goodreads. Now we're about to switch gears for a bit, well, for now, and talk about what I'm going to read for the month of September. So like I said, there's a lot of books that I have not finished in the month of August that are on my August that was on my August TBR that I mentioned, and also my July TBR, unfortunately, and I'm going to read it and try to finish in my September TBR. So we're going to talk about those books plus some more books that I have added because TikTok has influenced me. Plus these books were on like Kindle Unlimited, so I take advantage of books that are on Kindle Unlimited, especially with small authors or people who are becoming an author, or small authors who's getting their books out there. If you want to like find out who's writing books and want to read some new books that are not by like authors that everyone knows, but like these small authors, and support them, go on TikTok, search them up. I actually just finished doing a podcast episode and recording and editing and posting. Like today I posted a guest episode on my podcast with a author, and y'all heard me talk about her book on my channel. I think it was back in July wrap up and August TBR, but yeah. But I'm about to talk about all the books that I will be reading that's on my Kindle for September. So the first book that I will be reading that I actually have started reading but I want to finish is called Bridesmaid for Hire by Meghan Quinn. So that is what I'm reading on my Kindle right now. What my goal is to read for every like 4 or 5 times a day for 90 minutes, and then take my Kindle with me to work, so when I'm on my break, like lunch, I can actually read, because reading is so much peaceful than watching YouTube, in my opinion, or you know, watching some TV shows. And I feel like sometimes I do want to read and watch YouTube or TV because it's just very relaxing, but sometimes I like to put on my favorite YouTuber and just let them talk in the background and read. If that is you like to have something playing in the background and read, please put the raising hand emoji in the comments so I can know. But that is one of the books that I'm reading right now that is on my September TBR. The next book that I want to read that's on my September TBR, which I did say I was supposed to read a couple months ago, I think in August, is, so last month, is Yours Truly by Ivy Jimenez. I haven't even started that book, so hopefully I can start that book pretty soon, either this week or next week. Another book that I want to start and read in the month of September, which is actually a fall book, is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lorelai Gilmore. I was like, hold up, that's not how you say it, it's Lorelai. So Lorelai Gilmore, I heard this is the perfect fall book, so hopefully I can read it either this month. I might do a reading vlog, and I also might read it in my 24-hour reading challenge. So yeah. So another book that's on my Kindle that I want to read is called Kate Goldbeck. No, that's the author. So the author is named Kate Goldbeck, but the book is called You Again, which is also another fall book. So hopefully I can actually read this book as well. Now another book that I want to read in the month of September is called The Darkness That Follows Us by Lana Varags. I interviewed her for my podcast. I will have the episode in the description box down below, and I loved her book, The Summer Phoenix, and this is the second book in this series, and she's actually creating another series, so I can't wait when she is finished so I can read that. But that is another book that I will be reading in the month of September. Another book that I am planning to read is by another author that I found out on TikTok, and the book is called Love Not Qualified, and her name is Maeve Hazel. Sorry if I'm butchering her name or butchering your name if you ever do come across this video, but that is the book that I will read this month. And the last book that I will be reading on my Kindle in the month of September is called Puck Blocked by Kylie Kent. So I do like to read on my Kindle a lot. I have also noticed that I need to start grabbing my Kindles and my phone to scroll on TikTok when I can read, and sometimes if I can't go to sleep, I do read on my Kindle, and it's just perfect. And what I liked about the Kindle is that its battery life is very long lasting. So those are the books that I will be reading on my Kindle, and I'll have each and every book that I mentioned pop up on the screen after or while saying them, and also in the description box down below. Now let's get into my September physical TBR. So I'm reading 3 books on my physical TBR. I'm planning to read all these books on the same time, around the same time, so I probably actually will read these today. So the first book, which I actually got last month, either last month or in June. No, I didn't get a book of the month in July. So, and I'm getting a new book of the month book next week, actually Tuesday, actually not next week, but this Tuesday. So yeah, and book of the month, if you are watching this video, you should sponsor me, okay, because I really love y'all, and sometimes it's better to get a new book if you don't know what it's about or trying to look for a new genre. Book of the month literally have different books in different genres, and I can't wait to get the book that I did order to come on Tuesday, and I will be doing an unboxing of that book soon. But the book, one of the books that I will be reading this month is called The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I think that's how you pronounce her last name, but I don't know what really caught my eye. I don't know, I think it's because it's called The Wedding People, and I was like, okay, I know it's not gonna be like a regular wedding, right? And by the cover it seems like they got lost at sea, I don't know, but the cover really kind of gave me attention a lot, so I'm gonna try to see on the flap what this book is about. So this book takes place in Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island, when Phoebe Stone arrives at the Grand Conwall and wearing a green dress and golden heels. Not a bag in sight alone. She immediately mistaken by everyone in that lobby for one of the wedding people, but she actually is one of the guests at the Cornwall who isn't here for the big event. So basically she is mistaken for a guest at a wedding when she's actually a guest at the hotel. Basically, Phoebe is here because she dreamed of coming there for years. She hoped to shuck oysters and take sunset sails with her husband. Only now she's here without him, a rock bottom and determined to have one last decent splurge on herself. Meanwhile, the bride has accounted for every detail and every possible disaster the weekend might yield expected for well. Phoebe and Phoebe's plan, which makes it much more surprising when the two women can't stop combining in each other. It turns absurdly funny and devastatingly tender. Alison, the wedding people, is ultimately an incredible and recent look at the wind paths we can take to place we never imagined. So long story short, and I'm sorry about that, I get shy when I'm reading things out loud in the book. I don't know, it's just me. But long story short, Phoebe has different plans, the bride has different plans, but they meet up and they're like having like a disaster with the wedding, so that would be interesting to read. So yeah. So the next book, which I got off of Amazon, you probably saw the unboxing of this book, is Powerless. I want to get powerful. I think that the book in this series, but Powerless by Lauren Robbins. I actually follow her on TikTok, and I told myself that I will get this book. So it's basically the elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just banished from the kingdom of Aliyah and shunned from society. So just reading that little section from the inside flap, this is a fantasy book. I heard some people say it's a fantasy romance, but then there's a lot of people said there's less romance and there's more fantasy. So it's a fantasy book. That's what I'm going to say. I do like fantasy. I feel like fantasy is something that kind of came to me when I read the Raven Cycle, the Raven Boys series. So it's the Raven Cycle series with the Raven Boys, and that was fantasy, and that really gave me the liking of fantasies. So I cannot wait to read this. And I do have Reckless, by the way, if you was wondering. I do have Reckless. So I actually got and bought Reckless and Powerless on the same day. I actually have a vlog where I bought both of these books. So I don't know which vlog it is, but I know I bought both of these books in a box. So yeah. Now the last book that I will be reading in September, which is not really a big book, is called Bet On It by Jodie Slaughter. So I got this from Book A Million. I actually have a vlog at me getting this, so I will actually post that TikTok here on the screen and also in the description box down below if you want to follow me on TikTok, you know. But I don't know, this book caught my eye And I don't know, I know it's about an interracial couple, and I feel like a lot of books, I don't know, it's just when books have interracial couples, you can get an aspect on each character, the development of each character, and how each character like are and how they feel about each like love partner, I would say. I'm writing a book which is about an interracial couple, and one day hopefully my books are in stores. But I read the back of it, and she found the man of her dreams. Hold up, that's the guy. So she found the man of her dreams. Basically, we're meeting at the back and in the frozen section of a Piggly Wiggly. So it's like a cute contemporary romance, and I cannot wait to read this book. And look at the cover. Just look at the cover. It's so cute. It's adorable. It's wow, you know. So I cannot wait to read this book and give y'all my opinions. But that is it for my September TBR and also my August wrap up. If you like this video, besties, don't forget to leave a comment down below and like. Let's get to 1,020 subscribers. If you have any book recommendations that you want me to read in the near future, please let me know down in the comments. I'm sorry if I stutter a little. I'm just very all over the place at the moment, but just know your girl has been busy, your girl has been tired, your girl has been very occupied with other things, and I do not want to stop doing YouTube for you guys. Will there be a giveaway? Yes, like I said, in a few weeks, hopefully in a few months, next month, actually later this month or next month, so stay tuned for that. I actually know what I want to put. I want to put body scrubs, I want to put eye mask, I want to put a Kindle, because it's mainly a Kindle giveaway, but it's a fall self-care Kindle giveaway basket. So yeah, so stay tuned whenever I do that giveaway, and I really do hope that you like this video, besties. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to always follow your goals no matter what. I love you guys, and I see you on the next video. Bye.